roadways and that traffic. I can't believe we finally are getting into the 50s.
Sounds good to me, Monica. I'm ready for that. Let's get you out the door right now. Overnight construction has since cleared off of the Schuylkill Expressway. So that project returned after a bit of a holiday break on the westbound side under 30th Street. All lanes are back open. Last night around 10 o'clock, they shut down the roadway between 30th Street and the Vine. There was a little bit of construction set up back towards South Street as well, sort of narrowing the roadway heading to the closure. That is all cleared. So if you're heading westbound towards Center City out of South Philadelphia, no residual delays at about 6 minutes from Broad to Spring Garden Street. Eastbound also seeing that 6-minute commute. The Schuylkill Expressway in Montgomery County, there was some work happening as well, something we don't typically see. So eastbound commuters, it was one lane that was closed right by the Conshohocken curve. It looks like here by Route 23, all lanes have since reopened. If you are heading towards Center City from the Blue Route to the Vine, that's about 11 minutes. Deja, over to you. Okay, heading out the door right now, we are looking good. Crossing the Ben Franklin Bridge, no issues for any of the area bridges. So if you're commuting between Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Delaware, looks like we are in good shape. Now, Northeast Extension crash reported on the northbound side. You can see it there on the traffic camera. This is just after Lansdale, blocking off a left lane. So careful getting by that one. Looks like police are already at that scene at this point. No major delays back towards the mainline turnpike, but if that changes, I will let you know. Pennsylvania Turnpike here in Berks County, eastbound construction. We saw this yesterday morning as well. That's happening right now between Morgantown and Downingtown. At least one lane is blocked. If you're on the Blue Route in Delco, 476 southbound reported a moving work crew overnight between Baltimore Pike and McDade Boulevard. Checked a number of different cameras on 476 and I can't spot that moving work crew. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to see them, so I'm thinking they've probably cleared the roadway just because the camera here southbound by Baltimore Pike is looking good, as well as that travel time of about 18 minutes from the Mid-County tolls all the way down to 95. Deja, over to you. Okay, let's get you out the door right now. Give you a live look on the Northeast Extension. Still have eyes on a crash out there northbound at Lansdale, blocking off a left lane. You'll notice as some of the traffic is moving through, we've got a couple flares set up. So if you're commuting right now northbound towards Quakertown, just be careful there. Passing that incident at this point doesn't appear to be causing any major delays for the Northeast Extension or the Pennsylvania Turnpike eastbound, westbound, looking good. Ben Salem to Valley Forge, just around 20 minutes right now. There is some work happening on the Berks County portion of the turnpike from Morgantown heading towards Downingtown. At least one lane there is closed. That's scheduled for another 10 minutes or so. It is supposed to clear by 6 a.m. If you're on 476 southbound, it looks like that moving work crew no longer on the roadway. They started last night right around Baltimore Pike, slowly moved down towards McDade Boulevard. If you're taking the Blue Route right now, travel times for the entire stretch from the tolls to 95 still under 20 minutes. Deja, over to
And that traffic. Thankfully, no rain this morning.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet out there, Monica. No complaints. Looking forward to this warm up. Right now, giving you a live look of a 95 where it merges into Center City onto the Vine. And we are looking good. As Monica mentioned, really no weather impacts for this morning's commute. If you're coming down 95 southbound, still smooth sailing at about 13 minutes from Woodhaven Road to the Vine. So even through the work zone, Cottman Avenue all the way down to the Betsy Ross Bridge, not watching any delays. Schuylkill Expressway, same story, about 12 minutes eastbound, westbound between the Blue Route and the Vine. There was a couple spots of construction on 76 last night. Now that it is 6:03 on your Tuesday morning, all of that's cleared. Also cleared is the crash on the Northeast Extension northbound. There was activity here surrounding an accident scene by Lansdale that was blocking off a left lane. All lanes are now back open, so if you're heading towards Quakertown, good to go. Deja, over to you. Monica, heading out the door right now. We're looking good on the majors, Philly there. So all area bridges moving. Nothing on the schedule right now for the Tacony Palmyra or the Burlington Bristol bridges in terms of openings. So I will keep you posted there. Roosevelt Boulevard still quiet. If you're heading southbound towards the Schuylkill Expressway, about 18 minutes from Harbison Avenue. Also northbound, not seeing delays here. Speeds reported somewhere in the 30s at this point. Couple crashes have popped up. This one along Cheltenham Avenue happening by Washington Lane is causing a slight delay right now in that area of Montgomery County. And heading north of Lansdale, there's a new crash reported on Cowpath Road. This one right by Moyer Road. No injuries or really any damage done to the roadway with this one, so I'm hoping it's a matter of 10 minutes or so before they're able to clear it. Deja, over to you. Like, it hasn't been a terrible morning commute. 95 is looking good right now if you're heading over the Girard Point Bridge. Philadelphia International Airport there in the distance. I know we've been talking about some of the troubles there, of course, with the military action in Venezuela. So as far as this morning, the cancellations about 1 and 5 delays. So our airport here locally is moving all right now in Philly International. 95 northbound if you're passing towards Philadelphia at about 11 minutes. Southbound also an 11-minute commute heading towards the Blue Route. A couple crashes out there, nothing major, but it could slow you down if you're heading out this way. Cheltenham Avenue crash reported by Washington Lane. You'll notice the color of the map here changing a bit to that yellow, so indicating there are a few delays getting by that one right now. And also in Montgomery County, north of Lansdale, reports of a crash on Cowpath Road at Moyer Road. So try to avoid that spot as you get out the door. Deja, over to you. Monica heading out the door right now, 650 that is, in Delaware County, and watching some problems on the Blue Route northbound side here before Baltimore Pike. A crash is off to the right shoulder, but that police activity is causing delays right now northbound heading between McDade Boulevard and the Media Bypass. So travel times about 26 minutes. That's 95 to the Mid-County tolls. But a lot of that delay, again, is right in Delco as you're heading out past Baltimore Pike. Southbound about 21 minutes heading towards 95. If you're in Montgomery County, a couple new crashes have popped up. This one in Limerick, Fruitville Road, crash reported by Smith Road. Also activity on Sumneytown Pike right by Long Mill Road. So try to avoid those two areas as police are responding to those crashes. Some heavy delays right now in West Deptford. A crash here, South Jersey 295. This is happening on the northbound side in a left lane before Route 644. So heading to Red Bank Avenue, you'll have to keep right. Speeds right now reported in the low teens, about 13 miles an hour as you're trying to get to Route 130. Kelsey, over to you.
All right, fake. Maybe fog tomorrow morning. That's about it.
Okay, Monica. Right now,
Nothing.
starting to see some problems develop on the roadways. It's getting a bit later into the morning, so that can be expected. Ben Franklin Bridge is still looking good. No fog this morning, but if you're in West Deptford, watching delay crash reported right before Red Bank Avenue, Route 644. That's in a left lane, so pretty much from Paulsboro heading to Westville, that's where traffic's at its slowest. Only showing about a 7-minute commute, but this number's been fluctuating, so I would plan to give yourself a little bit of extra time here as you're heading out on 295 northbound and making your way towards Route 130. Now in Delco, a couple problems not too far from one another. This one on 95 southbound just popped up. Looks like it's right by the exit ramp for Route 320, Route 352. So sort of that gore point between the interstate and the exit ramp. Police are at the scene. And anytime a police officer is on a major roadway, it's going to cause some delays. So know that that is happening. And here on the Blue Route northbound before Baltimore Pike, got a crash off to the shoulder, causing slow delays towards Baltimore Pike, about 15 minutes back from 95. Deja, over to you.
Hi, Jenna.
Monica heading out the door right now, still watching a couple problems in Delco, so let's talk about it. 95 southbound side by Route 320, Route 352. Still have some police activity here right in between the interstate and the exit ramp, so it's getting pretty slow there as people, of course, taking their time as they're passing that officer. There is also some activity on the southbound side here before the Blue Route. That's a crash that's off to the left shoulder, so already seeing delays right by the split for 476 or continuing on 95 southbound. And as you continue on 95 southbound, then you've got the other police activity. So a lot happening and not a lot of space there. Elsewhere, 476 northbound, the crash off to the shoulder by Baltimore Pike. That one is cleared, so we're good to go there. Travel times about 11 minutes from 95 heading to Baltimore Pike. So still some slow delays back towards McDade Boulevard. Kelsey,
What's the biggest issue?
So Monica, I just got word of a crash out there on 95 southbound. That is impacting the roadway right in the work zone. Looks like by Bridge Street there, at least one of the lanes is closed. So definitely not helping here with rush hour, nearly 40 minutes as you're coming into Center City from Woodhaven Road. But I think that travel time will see a big increase here as again, the crash is happening southbound at Bridge Street. So I will keep you posted on that. Otherwise, live look in Delaware County. Looks like the police activity on 95 here, southbound side right by Route 320. That is clear. There's still an accident scene before that on the southbound side here by the Blue Route off to the shoulder, but it's going to cause some issues for you as you're heading towards 95 southbound and towards this point by Route 320. Daisha, over to you.
And that traffic, it looks like our biggest issue on 95.
Yeah, this is causing problems right now, Monica. Heading towards Center City in the work zone is never ideal. So let's give you a live look right now of that cracking off the right lane. And it looks like now we've got this line of traffic, people trying to merge into the available lanes. Still waiting for some sort of assistance to get on scene. Police or PennDOT to let people know to slow down as they're heading in that right lane. It's about 41 minutes from Woodhaven Road to the Vine, 20 minutes on the northbound side. So really only expecting that travel time to grow as there's not much of a shoulder to push off to because we are in the work zone. In Delco 95 southbound, we still have activity before the Blue Route crash there on the left shoulder. If you're heading southbound, about 16 minutes from Broad Street to 476. Kelsey, over to you.
All right, thanks, Jenna.